Welcome everyone back to the Crimson 15 podcast. I'm your host, Crimson 10.
M15 PCA.
Be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and follow us over on Twitter at C15 Podcast. So we get the final short trek. The Escape Artist, it's a Mud episode. And I guess this is a comedy episode. So if you wanted any type of real sci-fi or anything, just leave that at the door.
Yeah, there's
this
none
is
of that.
The quote-unquote funny episode that isn't all that funny.
No.
Don't. Out of all the short treks, is this the worst one?
Well, the Tilly one was pretty bad.
Tilly's
Because Tilly, I expected more out of her.
Yeah, I don't expect anything out of Mud. But it's pretty bad. So we just get this situation where Mud's being captured by some bounty hunter and he's being sold off to another person who wants to... Because Mud just screws over everyone.
Yeah, he's sold off to the Tellarite.
Yeah, and he's like, accusing him, oh, you slept with my sister and stole my cudgel. And like, we're like, what the hell is a cudgel? I guess that's another one of the jokes. Like, you don't know what a cudgel is until you get to it. And for the most part, I think Mud plays it up like, I don't recall who this is. You must think all humans look the same or whatever. But then like he brings up this screen and scans him, saying, "Oh, you're wanted for like all these things." And then like attempted murder.
See, that's what the episode lost it for me. Mud would never do that. That's not that's not what.
Would he
Mud
sleep
was.
with this guy's sister? Steal his whatever the hell a cudgel
Yeah.
is? Would he scam you out of all your money in some business? Would he steal your ship and leave you stranded somewhere?
Yes. Would he even if there was you were both wanted for the same crime because you were
Send you down the river?
Send you down the river as he left? Yes.
Would he attempted murder? All these things. Like, I don't like that about him because even for those who remember in season 1 there was an episode with Mud and he's kind of like a sadistic psychopath, re-murdering everyone dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of times. That's a sick person.
Yeah.
And I never thought Mud as that sick individual. But and he's trying to basically talk his way out of the situation, and that's pretty much the whole episode. He's trying to, then he makes up some lie about the Federation are evil, and I'm part of resistance. And it's like,
but there's so funny about that. Now as you were talking about, maybe he would believe it, but Tellarites are part of the Federation, so he would know that's a lie. See, that doesn't make any sense. See, right there, I'm thinking about it. No, that doesn't even make any sense. But these people don't know anything.
And the music is weird.
The opening intro's odd. I don't like it at all.
It's like 70s disco style music. Well, if this was actually from the original series in the time that it was made, sure, it'd be weird, but why do it now?
No.
Try to make this weird connection to the original series, but outside of the show?
Well, it's so weird, because even the original series, when back then, and when it was made in the 60s, didn't even have that stuff in it. Maybe the style, but not necessarily the music, no.
And another funny thing, in this episode, he's like, the Tellarite guy is powering up a ship and doing stuff, and it sounds very video game. I thought Galaga was going to appear on the screen because it's beep boop beep boop. It's just too.
I mean, every minute it went dan 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 dan. What is this Galaga?
I got double ships.
I know, right?
I don't know what.
It's so odd.
It's just an odd thing.
And then it cuts to another scene where he's being interrogated. He's been captured, and so this might be in the past or whatever by another person.
It's basically the same thing happened to him multiple times.
Yeah,
I guess that's supposed to be funny. As with the Klingon. Or, first one was a Klingon person.
But the other one, we don't know.
And he keeps using the same kind of, oh, how dare you do this to me. He's he's using the same lines, which plays into the reveal at the end. And then he gets beat up, and then it's but why would, if he was okay, well, I'll talk about that at the end, the spoiler at the end. But then it's some other alien female. It's a short, I don't know what the race is.
I don't know if it's a Klingon. Look Klingonish, but I can't tell.
Because in this series, the Klingons are so radically different from anything. And then it's oh, he's making fun of how short she is and everything. Mud, why would you make fun of your captor? He always tries to I don't know, swoon her. Oh, you're so beautiful and everything. And it's no one believes you, Mud. No one does.
No, you're full of it.
Then I guess he was captured by some Orions. And it's the same two Orions that Giorgio slept with at the end of season 1. I don't know if these are supposed to be the same people in the world, or these are just the same two actors.
Yeah, but so funny about that is because they were on that one enclave that was in the Klingon homeworld, Kronos. So he's on Kronos there? I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of...
And then he tries the same thing. Oh, I'll give you money. I'm rich, blah, blah, blah. And nothing ever works for this guy.
No, and it's something about when Crimson made a good point. He goes, when he was on, basically the shackles where you're up in the air, you go, you would be in such pain.
Yeah, he's being suspended from the roof, only being held by his arms. He would not be able to be joking around and stuff like that. His shoulders would be dislocated because he's not a fit human being.
No.
So he's a pretty heavy dude. It would be unbelievably painful.
Yeah.
But he's there and he's cracking jokes and everything, but I guess it plays into the end why things weren't hurting him.
Yeah.
He's begging for it keeps doing those little weird flashbacks. And again, they're supposed to be funny, but I got a couple of smiles. Maybe but not a like, oh man, that was hilarious.
But that's not what I want.
Yeah.
She's coming right now. That's the problem. I don't want that.
So he finally comes up upon the Federation vessel, and he's like begging for his life. Oh, please don't do the evil Federation. He's like, I don't care. I'm going to take you to this.
Yeah. Oh, please. I mean, I'm sorry that the Cutlass. I sold it a long time ago. I don't know what happened to it. He goes in this long, like he normally does, long-winded kind of BS story.
So he gets they beam over, and then it just seemed kind of odd that it seemed like the Federation ship didn't know what he wanted.
No.
Wouldn't they have done like this conversation beforehand? Oh, I need to meet up with the Federation vessel. What thing? Oh, I have one of your people you've been looking for, a wanted person.
And another thing, in the beginning of the episode, they said they wanted to get credits. Well, that's such.
Oh
a
yeah,
generic...
they use the term credits, but he does use the term Latin,
which I'm glad he did
because that's true to the Trek universe.
Yeah, because that's Ferengi.
Why use such a generic thing like credits?
Yeah,
they are, but why use both?
Yeah.
Why not just say Latin both times?
Well, what's funny about the credit thing, I know the Orions use credits, but that's such a, I don't think, but this is a Tellarite, so I don't know why we'd even say that, but...
We see another generic-looking Daft Punk robot person. Remember there was someone like that?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
See, people were telling me this is not an android. That's like a helmet you can wear. And it's supposed to like help you...
See, that would be cool if we knew more about that.
Yeah, it's just a funny-looking thing because
Yeah.
it literally straight up like a Daft Punk like robot helmet.
And here's the thing, wouldn't it have been nice, like what Prim was saying, before they show a little scene of the bridge quickly, say, oh, scan his ship and see what he has. Okay, what do you want? And they ask him,
Yeah, show us the other side.
more, show the other side. Just give us a little science, a little bit of it, little techie stuff.
There's no sci-fi in this.
No,
none. I guess at the very end. But, of course, the guy looks like... I don't know if this is the captain. Is this the captain they're talking
I don't know if it is or not.
But he's like, it kind of exacerbated with those situations. You think, oh, they're dealing with Harry Mudd again. No, apparently someone's been making Harry Mudd robots and been selling them off for bounties.
That's something he would do, but how did they not know? They don't even have scanners? I mean, you're telling me the Klingons didn't have the technology to scan to see it was a fake.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, that's a little ridiculous.
That's a little much.
So, like, there's a bunch of them, and I guess it doesn't even look like the brig. It literally looks like the broom closet of the ship. And they're all, like, talking to each other, and then the guy's like, oh, no, you're not ripped its arm off, and then he keeps repeating something, then they all start repeating it like parrots.
And they played this weird music.
Like this weird disco.
It's so annoying. I don't know. It's bizarre. It's almost funny to think they think it's funny. That's how bad it is.
So this guy got screwed over, and apparently a lot of people got screwed over. So we cut to, I guess, it's Harry Mudd's ship, and again, it looks like like a junker. Why do all the ships look like junk? But outside the Federation ships in Discovery,
they look slick.
Everything looks like they're been hodgepodge and slapped together from everything.
Oh yeah, it's terrible.
So we get a ship of Harry Mudd's. What a nightmare! What an absolute effing nightmare.
But he'd like it, though, because he's that kind of person.
He's a damn weirdo.
Yeah.
And then, like, oh, that tall lady, that's Mudd. That's the real Mudd.
And
and I was like, oh, and he's been selling off these things to make money off of his own.
And you wouldn't realize it because, she's got, big boobs. You wouldn't think, oh, that's a man.
Yeah, like it was a robot, really big breasts. And it's like, oh, of course he's such a weirdo. Then he gets another call, and it's another person looking for Harry Mudd, and he's like, "Oh, I found him, and I could take off my hands for 50,000, whatever."
Was this worth even doing this episode?
Then he's like, "Oh, would you like to buy a slightly used cudgel?" And it gets now we have to find out what a cudgel is. It's like a club.
Yeah,
but it's all CGI. They couldn't even make a prop. It was too much time to make something. It looks so fake in his hands. You could tell it's not there.
Yeah, there's a reason why you don't do CGI when you're actually holding it because it's gonna look
really crappy. And so that's this episode.
I'm like, wow.
If you really, really like Harry Mudd talking fast and trying to get out of jams, and be Han Solo, like a really crappy Han Solo.
Yeah, exactly, right, but nothing noble about him at all.
No, nothing, no, zero, nada.
I mean, if you were to do this, I'd rather have Quark in this situation, because I like Quark, and Quark is I like him better, and I think he would do it better than Mudd would. And he certainly wouldn't kill people.
This is what all these little short tracks are supposed to get us excited for the season 2.
Epic.
It made me feel weird and odd, and this would be something you do if your season 1 was this phenomenal thing.
Then you can kind of...
You have these funny little side stories. When you were just... then he came out with a bunch of side stories.
That's why Orville could get away with that first episode of the season. Because it was so phenomenal the first season, so the new first episode of the second season can have all those stories. And there's another thing. Why do they all have them on one thing like that? Aren't they sentient machines? You're just going to lock them up?
And
it's not their fault. They were programmed that way.
And this is the only ship that keeps getting the call.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking that too.
What are the multiple ships?
Wouldn't it have been more sense in saying, I got to show you something, show a video of other Starfleet ships that had them?
And he's like, hold on one moment. You know, he contacts like 4 or 5 different other ships. You got another mud? Hey, I'm up to 5. I only got 4. That would have been a funny little...
That would have been better than what they did. Why would it be going to that one ship? It's so stupid.
He's like, oh, you guys got 2 more weeks to catch up. I'm up to 8 muds. How much do you have?
And you're also telling me that the Federation wouldn't put on an APP of their form of it saying, hey, do not fall for this scam. Like, wouldn't there be some kind of... to everyone, to all the alien races.
On multiple planets.
Yeah, let everyone know. Especially Telluride, because they're part of the Federation.
But no, but he didn't think disco music. Boom, 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 ba-doop, boop, ba-doop. It's so stupid.
Yeah.
It's just like,
I mean, so he's constructed this episode and just made it just on the premise of the facts, it doesn't work. It's just stupid.
This has been the first couple times, but it looks like he's been doing this dozens of times.
They would know. They would catch on.
Yeah, the Federation would contact multiple planets, you know, let your bounty hunters or whatever people know that there is a Harry Mudd scam going on with robots.
Yeah.
That apparently no one can scan through.
No, and they can't scan him either. They wouldn't even think to do that. These are, especially bounty hunters, they're going to be suspicious.
Yeah, this scam has never been pulled before.
Yeah.
No other person who's had bounty on their head thought, oh, I'll just make a fake version of myself.
If it had been 1 or 2, yeah, I could see him get away with it, but when it's like dozens and dozens...
No, it's so funny. This scam kind of reminds me of something that would happen in an episode of Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah.
Like Spike and the crew find this guy and all the time it was just a fake
But
robot.
that makes sense in Cowboy Bebop.
Because their technology is just weird.
Yeah.
Like it's not Trek.
No.
So that makes sense in something like that, or maybe even
Mass Effect even.
Or what was that other damn show people liked? The one with forget. Oh my god, I can't believe everyone loves it and I can't stand it. Remember that other sci-fi one?
Oh,
Firefly.
Oh, Firefly.
That's the one. It'd be something I could expect out of that. That's not Trek. Trek is above
Heck,
that.
even Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah,
but not this. No, guys. But again, it can't go above what it used to be.
No.
It can't. It's got to be down here with everyone else, and it shouldn't be when it comes to sci-fi. And it's like,
so yeah, that wraps up the short treks. I think the Tilly one is worse just because she's a main character, and
I thought she grew.
She grew a little bit in season 1,
and she regressed
and de-evolved in that one.
Yeah.
So I think it would go. Tilly is the worst episode, and then the one with the outer space because it had nothing to do with anything. The one with the guy who went to the future.
Yeah.
It's like 1,000 years after.
That could have been, that could have been more interesting if they did it right.
If they did any type of connection.
No connection. So maybe that might be second worst. Maybe
the sewer one is actually a good story about his past, and we learned a little bit about Suru. Some ups and downs in that episode about how he figured out this technology, but at least it was a little bit of world building for him.
And it's a character I want to know about more.
Yeah, because we have known nothing about his race.
Yeah, and now we know a little bit more about his race.
But what did it say, the 17th?
Mm-hmm.
Or something like that.
So glad. 2 weeks from now.
We're going to be there for every episode. We have, the Orville and Discovery will be running concurrent, right against each other. So we'll have those videos out every week. I'm sorry this one isn't up earlier because I forgot it existed. Like I kept this completely set in my mind.
I didn't care. It really didn't bother me.
And I knew it was going to be.
I forgot. I literally forgot because it didn't matter to me. And you would have told me myself about a few years ago, oh yeah, there'll be a new Star Trek show, and by the way, they'll be doing like little short things to get you hyped for the new season, and I'd forget about it. I would have said, no way. You're
out of your damn mind.
You're mine, but nope. That's where we're at now.
So, don't be fooled by bounty hunters, and stay tuned. We're going to cover the rest
Especially
of the
ones that look like women. They're not women. They're tall for some reason. He doesn't even look like him, which is so weird. Like, even from a...
That's, I guess, it's supposed to be all a big ploy. So I bet it's just like a suit that he's in, and it's kind of like a robot.
Yeah.
Whatever. But, I've been your host, Crimson Sin.
Infantine PCA.
Thanks for watching.
See you later. Bye.
Crimson Sin here. Thanks for watching, and be sure to like, sub, and share. Also, for the most up-to-date information about the podcast, follow us on Twitter at C15 Podcast.